Meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Virgo, so welcome to your reading for October. Here's your relationship side, here's your financial sort of side, your money, business and jobs and etc. Overall energy and the karmic messages. This is weeks 1, 2, 3 and 4 of the month. Let's just see what's going on. Everyone seems to have like the first sort of week, it seems to be readjusting, but when we saw that in the monthly readings as well for the collective, which if you haven't seen, go and see it. You know, you had the Ten of Swords here, the Nine of Wands here, and the Five of Swords here, and then afterwards you had like the Knight of Wands. So it was all very passionate within the financial area, but on the relationship side, it was really getting to know one another again. Let's just see what's going on with your energies here. Let's just see what the overall energy is here for you. You've just started your new year. Things should be going along. There's a lot of movement in the world around us, a lot of uncertainty in the world around us. So let's just see what's happening here. I'd concentrate on you during this month. I'd really, this is a very important time for you, Libra season for you, because it's setting up basically for your whole year. And there may be a lot of things that you need to do. You've got to be busy. You've got to keep yourself occupied. So I'll concentrate on you. Yeah, it's a rite of passage. You've got a rite of passage this week. Concentrate on just doing stuff on the world around you, I think, more than anything else. Just don't get caught up in, up in the emotions of the world and also the emotions of other people. You've got, because you're next to Libra, you've got that Libra energy that comes through you here, and you've got that fire that comes down through you there, which turns into the earth from Leo, which is next to you. And just looking at Libra, there is a bit of, the emotions may be a little bit trying for you at the moment within relationships, because there's a lot of water on earth, water on air, sorry. But within the first week, you may find your emotions a little bit tried and a little bit tested. But the karmic path, I think, is going to be important for you. It's going to give you that longer term plan. Let's just see what's going on there with this. Water off a duck's back. I think this is this rite of passage sort of thing. It's a case of enjoying the people that are around you. Yeah, there may be people that are pushing your buttons a little bit and testing you a little bit, but it's a case here of just going on. I think that you're working on the longer term plans here, and it's allowing things to fall off your back. And this is where you're going off on a journey. This is what the King of Wands is all about being a bit of a leader going on. Let's just see what's going on in the first week for you in your relationships. And this relationships, it could be your partner, it could be your friends, your community, your family. It's just generally the relationships of how the relationships are sort of how it's best for you to orientate yourself via the relationships. So in the first week here, yeah, I it's good to accept invitations, but I wouldn't overcharge your social agenda, basically your social diary. It's sort of like waiting, anticipating to go on that journey, allowing things to come in and go out. Pick and choose the times that you connect with other people, that you go out eating with other people and stuff like that, or the times that you want to go for a cup of tea, or times with your partner and stuff like that. I'll be very selective about in the first week, about the amount of time you give over, because you've got a lot on your plate on this side here. The financial side is very busy. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Let's just see what's going on in the second week here. So this is the anticipation of the journey. Can be a bit of a procrastination, but I think that's a good thing for you. You want to see things clearly here the following week. So as you sort of having a bit of a discernment about social your social diary, people will come out the woodwork, and it'll make you kind of go, oh look, that person's like that. I didn't realise that. Oh, that's interesting. And it's going to open your ideas or the possibilities for you of certain relationships, which will be interesting to look into and delve into. Yeah, bit of a leap of faith. it could be well be a bit of a fling for you. If you're single, it could well be a bit of a fling. Or if you're in, if you're in a couple already, I think this is going to be more orientated via the community and friends and stuff like that. And it's just realizing that, your family members or your friends, there could be people around you that could, that may throw you a bit of a curveball that you kind of think, oh, I didn't realize that person was like that. It'd be good to spend some more time with them. And it could open up the possibilities of very select relationships rather than trying to be friendly with everyone, being very select, I think, in your relationships. Let's just see how it goes on in the third week. It seems to be kicking in here, and this is the third week, so we get the transition between the eclipse, solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse, and this is where it sort of starts. It goes right through to the beginning of November, and this is starting that transition period. And for you, it seems like a revelation, really. You might, I think from seeing how people are in the second week, there's going to be a bit of a revelation, a bit of a wow moment for you within regards to relationships for you. Two of Cups. I don't really need to explain anymore, really. If you're not in a relationship, in the third week, you could find yourself in front of someone kind of going, wow, this is great. This is what I've been waiting for. It looks really nice. It's also could be a way that if you're already in a relationship, it could be someone coming in from the past with a bit of happiness after difficulty. So I think that could be for some of you. For other people, if you're already in a relationship, I think it's basically finding your even keel and finding out what really works for you, what makes you feel happy and content with the relationships around you. So the relationships become a very working thing. Let's just see what's going on the financial side and the karmic message for this. We will go into the outcome the fourth week when we combine the two messages together. Busy bee. There's a lot of it seems to be a lot of paperwork. I don't mean administration, but like filling in things, moving things on, writing things down. It could be writing a book, or but I think it's more a case of filling out a form, like if you're selling something, or if you're it's just filling out forms. It's just like sort of saying, make sure you do you get those sales in. I think it's like make sure you get the paperwork done properly. I think that's more of a case. So it's nurturing the possible future, and that's what was in that petal there. And this is where you've got that rite of passage. I think the here is where they're gonna you're gonna nurture a future. You're developing a business, you're developing a career path, a new job or a new promotion, and stuff like that. And you've got to cultivate it. So I think it's all about cultivating the future, and it's working hard this month, putting in place a lot of things. Let's just see what's going on in the first week. Oh yeah, it seems a bit sort of give and take, not sure. And I think that's to do with the outside world more than anything else. If you apply your passions though to what you're doing, it's going to make you see clearly what you're passionate about, I think. With this uncertainty in the world, all of a sudden I think you're going to be really clear about where you want to go. King of Cups, King of Pentacles, sorry. Beautiful. Being sure about yourself. I think this week here, the first week, you're gonna. The dust is going to be flying around, and as it does fly around, because there's less dust, you can see the pathway, your career path, or your business path, or your project path, a lot better. And when you can see it better, you can walk through that dust and walk out the other side. Let's just see what's going on in the second week. Networking that week. I think it's going to be, if there's going to be anything social, it's going to be connected with work, I think. Networking. Yeah. Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups can be sort of tantrums and sort of like, being frustrated with life a little bit and a bit sort of like bored in a way, as you can well see from that thing. But actually, there's a full cup. And I think that's what it's going to streamline you in. If something doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. There is loads of other stuff that you've got to be keeping on with. And maybe it's not the time. Maybe it's in 2 or 3 weeks that you've got to do that. And I think it's having a little bit of patience and having that ability to go from one thing to another, to vary what you do and how you push your projects forward. Okay, so if you're in a job, it's rather than getting stuck on one thing, doing all the other things that are around the job that makes your job a lot easier. If you're same thing with a business, rather than worrying about one line of product that's not selling, get into the other lines of products, into the advertising, into every other aspect of the business. And I think you're going to find that you're going to have that beautiful oak tree waiting for you, that success and that growth for you in the future. But realizing that you do have that passion within you. Let's just see what's going on the third week for you. This is where you're going to start seeing some of the results. And as you see some of the results start coming in, this bodes well for the transition between the eclipses of the sun and the moon, which start that week there. Healthy competition. Competition is great. And it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be to the detriment of others. It's just healthy competition which brings out the best in people. And I think this is where you're going to be firing on all cylinders this week, the third week. And I think you're going to be, you're going to be mashing it up. You're going to be really doing well. Concentrate on being the best example of who you are in the thing that you're doing, in the moment that you're doing it. So that diversity within your workplace could be really good. But this here seems a lot more sort of busier. And certainly that being that healthy competition and having that sort of being that best of who you can be, I think it's going to serve you really well. In the fourth week, in the overall outcome, it's like a watershed moment. It's going to be like you're really going to start realizing that things are possible for you. Yeah, you're going to start manifesting. This is that watershed moment. You're going to realize that actually what I'm doing is creating benefit for me. What I've put in place at the beginning, the foundations of this month, are going to start paying by the end of the month. And it's also going to open those doors of the possibilities of where this can go. So from small acorns comes massive oak trees, of course. So yeah, I think this is for you this month. It's a real progression and building month for you, a real crescendo, which is good for you. Very, very good for you. You're going to feel highly productive, I think, generally in an everyday sense. Okay, so there you go, Virgo. Yeah, that's your reading for the month. Don't forget your weekly readings come out on the Thursday, and we're going to try something new this Thursday where I'm going to do the Earth readings, because I'd like to start bringing in a little bit more of the elements